The president does not want history revised and has threatened to cut funding for schools that do. You clearly have a strong reaction to that.
Well, yeah, I think all Americans should have a strong reaction to the president attempting to censor a work of journalism from being taught in American schools. The truth is, though, President Trump doesn't actually have the power to defund schools for what they teach. There's a law that does not allow the federal government to intervene in what local school districts are deciding to teach and the curriculum of local school districts. But this is clearly just he sees this as another tool in the arsenal of the culture wars that he hopes is going to stoke enough racial animus to allow him to win in November.
Yeah, Nicole, you're so right that if you take it all the way back to, for everyone, if you had learned what really happened, and I personally, I don't know about you, but I know I personally take offense to the president and others saying that this is an attempt to change history. It's not. You can't change history. It happened. You can't change it. It's just that you're actually telling what really happened. And it feels to me like this is actually will help America going forward. And I think, is that not the goal of the 1619 Project?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. You can't revise history. You certainly can revise our understanding of history. And so the project is relying on a historiography created by a long legacy and decades of historical research, but that is not commonly taught in American schools. So the fear is not that we are telling this history or that we are changing this history, but that if we actually expose the true history of America, then it causes us to question the mythology, kind of this nationalistic narrative that we've always had. I believe that a country can withstand the truth. And it really actually is quite paternalistic to say that if we teach American citizens the truth about our country, then we're teaching them to hate America. That's not true. We're teaching them to understand America so that we can all work to perfect those majestic founding ideas. The 1619 Project is clearly trying to excavate a history that has been marginalized. Most of us don't learn the history of slavery very well. And the Southern Poverty Law Center did a study on this and found that only less than 20% of American high school students even know the Civil War was fought over slavery. So we do a terrible job of teaching this history, and that's intentional. The 1619 Project is trying to not only help Americans understand this history, but also looks at the present day impact. You know, if folks want to know why people been marching in the streets for the last few months, you have to understand the ongoing legacy of slavery and anti-Black racism. And the way that we're taught this history does a disservice to all of us as Americans, because we cannot understand our country unless we understand this history.